the spirit bears witness that they're the child. Esau Edom, he's hurt. Revelation, it's pretty much. I'm gonna go into how that 1,000 years reign that's talked about is twofold. Actually, we're gonna do it again, except we're gonna destroy them this time. That rules and continues to rule. We're not gonna fall away. The 2/3 got to ruling. The 2/3 were ruling. Constantine used the 2/3, but it's Israel is the saints, but we're Israel of Israel. We're like the truth. We're the true saints on this side. But let me go into it. Revelation chapter 20 verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, where his messengers, having this key of the bottomless pit and the great chain in his hand, represents us. Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. He saw Edom, Amalek, the chief house of Satan, the synagogue of Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Verse 3, and cast him. I'm just Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 is Revelation 3:9 is where I'm gonna stop at. That's their future. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. That we're in that little season right now. Because when we really take over, like, the kingdom is not going to be given into nobody else's hands. This is was talking about when we ruled in so-called dark ages, so-called we're the black nobility, ruled in the so-called dark ages, the Middle Ages, between the old Roman Empire and the revived Roman Empire, Renaissance. That's what it means. The deadly wound was healed. My phone is getting hot as fuck. Let me do this. I'm telling you, man. Should do it. Very annoying. Oh. Yeah. Okay, now let me get to this part. Revelation 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say that they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue, chief house of Satan. Verse 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, and be thou faithful until death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So, they say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. They're actually the opposite of what they say. They're not the king tribe of the nation of Yasharallah. They're actually the chief house of Satan, our adversary Esau Edom, which is what Amalek. Hey, who's leading the charge? Who funded the slave trade and all that shit? Who's responsible for all those atrocities we just went over? Amalek. Who does Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai have war with from generation to generation? Amalek. Come on. They're the same ones. They're Turks. They're descended from the Turks, called Khazars. And yeah, the Turks, what they did when because they were enslaved by Ishmael, and also like by the Moors too, because they converted to Islam. Because our people fucked up, and we basically created Islam. We created the Quran. When our people was running the Roman Catholic Church, we created all that. And Khadijah, she was an Israelite. We created all that to try to control Ishmael, create a false religion. Just like Constantine, he created a false religion. He himself was a pagan right away. But he merged the paganism and with of Europe, basically, with of the different peoples of Europe, with the Bible, with the beliefs from the Bible, with the tenets of the Bible, creating Christianity, which basically is paganism wrapped in like just basically packaged to look like it's biblical. If you look into it, a lot of so-called Christian beliefs are they're not backed up by the Bible. And then Jake did the same thing with Ishmael, creating Islam, which you look at the Quran it's basically plagiarized from the Bible. It's basically like an Ishmaelite version of the Bible. And Allah, meaning power. Meaning power. They used the moon symbol, because the moon god was big among Ishmael. Jake created that. Jake created Islam. Muhammad didn't know how to read or write. Like, Jake created that. Israelites, if you understand. Israelites, of the southern kingdom of Judah, so-called black people, if you want to understand. They created Islam. Anyway, so the Ishmaelites, which were originally a dark-skinned people, like the Israelites, they enslaved the Turks. The Turks, which were Edomites, they were a Caucasian, a so-called white people, really red people. They enslaved them and took their women as concubines when they was taking over. What he was doing it, Ishmael was doing that too. We didn't commit half the atrocities that they did when they took over, because Esau was a demon. We were just trying to civilize them. And so Ishmael ended up giving rights. They're called the Mameluke Turks, had them fight in the army and shit. And that's how they came up. And they infiltrated. They used the rights that they have been given to infiltrate and take over Ishmael's empire. You see, Ishmael accepted them, gave them rights, treated them the same, and they did that shit. You see, and then you see what Haman did, and to try to do to the Persian Empire. You see how that's their MO. That's how they work. That is an Amalekite. The Turks, they were Amalekites. Amalek, out of all of the tribes of Edom, Amalek is the worst. They're the most devilish. They're the Edomites. They're the Edomites of the Edomites. And so the Khazars come out of those people. And guess what they did to our people, which were the Sephardic Jews, because the original Sephardic Jews were actual Judahites, so-called black people. The Sephardic Jews, Ronald Sanders, there's a book by Ronald Sanders that actually goes into that. The Sephardic Jews were actually, they welcomed, they saw them as they were independent. And that's how they were known to be Jews. They came in among them and infiltrated them, also migrated into Europe, because Russia fucked them up. So a lot of them ended up migrating into Europe, and they were known as Jews. That explains also why some of these so-called Jews have characteristics of our people. All right, so let me go into, hold up. Shit, Salaki. Hold up. Let me go in. Let me just bring out Revelation chapter 3. To the angel of the church in Philadelphia wrote, these things say, he that is holy, he that is true, he that had the key of David, he that openeth, no man shutteth, and shutteth, no man openeth. Verse 8, I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it, for thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, they was on fire. That describes the church that's on fire, and has not denied my name. Verse 9, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which they say that they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet. Word of patience will also keep from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Oh, if it goes into brotherhood, goes into brotherhood, and they're on fire. They're described as being on fire. Verse 12, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall no more out. I will write upon him the name of my power, Yahweh, and the name of the city of my power, which is Jerusalem, which cometh out of heaven from my power, and I'll write upon him my new name. So New Jerusalem representing the elect, the glorified, basically glorified bodies, better than before. Well, the synagogue of Satan, the so-called Jews, they say that they are Jews and are not, but do lie. They're gonna come and worship before our feet, and they're gonna know that that he is love, that he has loved us. Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai loved us. You know, because they call us heathens and shit, and that they call themselves Jews. And they're gonna know that the opposite is true. They're gonna like have to admit it and everything. Alright, so I wanted to end it on there. I hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. Alright, yeah, I called it a short history of Amalek, but there was a lot to go into. So it's actually a long history of Amalek, but you know, I had to go into it. Yeah, so stay strong. I'm in it right here. Stay strong, men and women of valor. Until next time, shalom.